Welcome back to Do It Yourself episode 6 and 7. Again, this is the anime that if you haven't watched it, I suggest you watch it because I'm going to be talking about 6 and 7. But, anyways, if you have been watching it, you know how relaxing and fun this really is. It's nice to have this anime in my life in a world where I have Chainsaw Man, Bleach, Uzaki-chan, stuff like that that makes me think a little bit more into the night so then I can't go to sleep right away. This anime lets me just go right into bed. It's nice and calming. It's just a bunch of girls just trying to live their life and build stuff, hang out in a club. So I wanted to do 6 and 7 because I didn't talk about number 6. And of course, number 6, if you watched it, was the beach episode, Slice of Life beach episode. I want to talk about it. That's one of the hallmarks of a classic slice of life. So, what we have here at the end of episode 5, the girls hauled back some pallets that they were going to use the wood from, but they need one last thing that would be tree attachment bolts. You want to attach a tree house to a tree, you're going to need those bolts to do so. So the plan was we are going to head to the beach, and some of those people are just tired, and you see she over there just excited to go. So that's what we're going to do this time. And when Jobko got home to Purin, she told her about going to the beach and she decided that she's going to go along too. She didn't realize this was a do it yourself trip, but in the end, you know what? She still came along, even though she was starting to try to pull back going. But in the end, she loved it. She loves it. That's kind of the dare in her, but she ended up going. The girls get to the beach somehow. I say they get to the beach somehow because they had to have paid to go on said bus to go to the beach, but they only have so many limited funds. But I get it. Maybe they went and used some of the club funds to get to the beach because it makes more sense to get materials that would be free and then make stuff and make more money in the end. So, anyways, they came here to work and not play. Ray reminded them that this is not just for fun. We are going to work our butts off. And Haruko came along as well, club advisor, and she told them, just be careful. We don't want to be hurting ourselves out here on the beach. And we do know that there is one character that is prone to injury. So maybe we'll see that a little bit later. Anyways, Takumi's over here on the beach thinking about all the different accessories she can make with the shells, with the glass. We have Ray over here collecting some piping as well. We got some wood. And what is she going to do with that? She asked. Well, you can do some steampunk stuff with it. You can do some decorating stuff with it. And I I saw this and I was like, "Oh my God, this reminds me of a video game." Does anybody know what video game I am thinking of in my mind? So Jobko whipped these glasses out, and she was able to. It's like Google glasses, right? She was able to identify objects on the ground. She saw some sea glass. She saw some other things. But this reminded me of Heavy Rain. So hopefully you've all played Heavy Rain or seen it. If you haven't seen it, maybe you watch somebody go out at somebody actually playing it. It is a lot of fun. It is one of those games that I remember playing just amazing. I will tell people just to play it. PlayStation 3 was when I played this, right? Many, many years ago. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, Jayden over here has what we call ARI glasses. Stood for something, I don't remember it. Anyways, I was able to find things on the ground. You can find blood, evidence, and all this other stuff. You can play it back. Hopefully, you all know what I'm talking about. But again, if you haven't checked it out, you can play. I think they ported it to PC. I don't remember. But anyways, I hope that Jobko restrains herself on the use of her version of RE glasses. That's kind of like a inside thing for people that's played Heavy Rain or seen it. Anyways, moving on. So we have Seraphoo doing her thing while everybody's actually collecting stuff. She's collecting a sea cucumber because she had this dream of bringing it home for her mom, and she called her pets the third generation, which is pretty neat because it's like her kids, I guess, in a way. So she brought it home and everybody was going to eat it up, which obviously wasn't of any use for this trip, but she returned the sea cucumber back to the ocean. So we have a driftwood being collected here as well. And then we have Purin. She's actually going to take one of the the pieces of driftwood. Anyways, she was questioning if Serafu can actually make it in this club. And you know what? Ray was like, you know what? She's gotten better. She doesn't hurt herself as much anymore. So she is growing. But when she was out there collecting on the beach, she did cut her fingers. So again, she does have perfect attendance. We're gonna keep going with that trope. Maybe in the last episode, you think that Serafu is not gonna hurt herself anymore? Maybe like towards the end, if this goes to like a second season, maybe next season. But she is growing. She's getting a little bit better. She's a fast learner. That's what I think. I think she's a fast learner. Anyways, so everybody finished up. They ate lunch, and you know what? They had bathing suits underneath. No one wanted to admit that at first, but they had bathing suits underneath and they were done collecting. So let's go play. Let's go, baby. So they all hit to the ocean. She and Ray started racing each other and she won that one. And of course, we have Takumi and we have Jobko. I didn't realize this till just now, just until I looked at the screen, that she has her ARI glasses on. So I wonder if she cheated on this whole making this shrine, temple, castle. It's not a temple. I don't know, this really, really amazing thing. I can't imagine ever doing that. But what do you do with something that looks like a masterpiece? You destroy it, right? So she was trying to get a ball, I think it was like a beach ball, and she landed into it. The only thing missing from this beach episode was a watermelon. No one smashed a watermelon. That didn't happen this time around. But overall, they were done collecting all their stuff. They had their playtime, and then you had a heartwarming moment between Piran and Serafu. So she was asking her, Serafu was asking Piran if she wanted to join the do-it-yourself club, honorary member, kind of like and she never got the chance to answer that. Anyways, so they end up going back to the club, I think the next day, if I remember correctly, and Takumi made a bracelet. We made a bracelet. She showed off her skill and made a bracelet for everybody to see, and we're going to end up selling all of this stuff in WakuWaku WanWan. So that was the idea. Perrin herself took that driftwood and made a nice hat rack. I guess that's what that is. That's a hat rack for herself. So that was pretty nice. And as you can see, kind of on the picture there is rain happening on the window, which leads us into episode 7. I don't know if anybody watches straight to the end because they have these art at the end. They have a clear picture of the art and then they drop the next episode name on top of it. That's what actually happens here. So the end of every episode, there is a really cute picture at the end. It's different from every episode that I've seen so far. I didn't compare all of them, but you should check it out. I really like the different. We got Pochi meat, and I forget the cat's name, but there we are. So next episode, we are hanging out in the rainy season of Japan. Apparently, the school, well, at the very least, this do-it-yourself shack, whatever you want to call it, does not have any air conditioning. I feel like the entire school doesn't have air conditioning. By the way, Jobko said that. So there is none. She is very hot and just laying there on the table, or has her head down on the table. So because of the humidity, it's really hard to actually do anything. And there, the resin that they're using on the sea glass and on there, right there, that you see, I don't know what that is. So that's why I'm using vague words because it's not able to harden as well just because of the heat and humidity. Right, so Ray's over here saying, you know, why don't you come to my house? Let's do it. We can do it there. You won't have any sort of problems. We'll be good. And Jovako asked the most important question out of everybody, which is, do you have you do have air conditioning, don't you? That's very important. I'd be like her. I'm not gonna lie. I would be like her. I truly hate heat. So no doubt in my mind, I would be right there with her. Anyways, so they all go home and they're talking it out with their friends, family, whatever, about going and staying, going over to Ray's house. So they're trying to figure out different gifts to bring over. You know, just small stuff like cookies, most people would bring, I know they're in high school, but just think about your normal life. People would bring cookies, cakes, wine, beer, something like that, soda, chips over. So that's what they're trying to figure out. But the most important part about this episode was we keep the meat the meat joke alive. So they are sitting there at dinner, Serafu and Mama Serafu, lovely lady. I love seeing her mom in here. Hopefully we get more minutes with her. But they were talking about dinner, which included pork back fat. The ramen has pork back fat in it, and you can see meat over there hiding, shaking in fear. I like how he wedged a little pillow inside of there, unless it was always there. I had to go back and look at the other episodes, but all the other animals are definitely happy. Just meat, though. He's not stepping up to eat his food. I figure he's thinking they're gonna lure him out and try to kill him or something. I don't know. Anyways, Jeviko hangs out with Piran, of course, because she is a squatter. I guess not a squatter, I guess a roommate. She actually pays, so I guess she couldn't deem her a squatter. I love the thought in my mind that Jeviko is some kind of squatter. Anyways, we have hot chocolate. This is her combination of choice: uh, su sukombu and hot chocolate. It says it's really good. And what sukombu is, if anybody didn't know, so I knew in my mind it was seaweed, but I wanted to make sure what it actually was. So I came up here, put on the screen in case anybody doesn't know as well. It is vinegared kelp in sheet form. So that's what they're actually eating all the time on that lovely red box. So can you imagine that? You have vinegar, seaweed, and hot chocolate together. Kind of common. That's a amazing combination. I don't know if I would be tempted to try it anytime. I might do it if I had it. If you had it in front of me, if you gave me that, I'd probably try it. Perrin tried it. Was not a fan of it at all. I doubt she's going to take Jeviko's recommendations in the future. So now we have the girls all headed over to WakuWaku WanWan, checking out the store. I love this part. We have she holding a hammer. You have a cute girl holding a giant hammer. I don't know what's about to happen. And she is very. She's like the wild card of the group, right? She's just very. She'll do whatever she wants to do, I feel like. Anyways, we meet her dad. We meet Ray's dad. So he was encouraging him to do their best and he could help him out in any way. I wanted to put Jabako here because she was just giving the thumbs up. You got to put that there. Very lovely. Anyways, what we have is Ray's room. And if you remember the description of Ray in the first episode, everybody was freaked out about her. But just take a look at the room. I mean, we all knew. Anybody watched Slice of Life and the different tropes assigned to the girls, you knew this girl was going to be all feminine. So you got hearts everywhere, stars. You got the classic girl colors. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing out that she is completely different than what most people thought of her. Right. So people they were looking around to make sure to see what was in here. A lot of it was handmade. So you have I was gonna say like a trash bin under by her chair over there. You have a bookshelf, all that good stuff, and this was a coffee dripper. And then they realized the manga, not they, but Takumi realized that she loves Sun Girls. And she gets into this giant discussion with her. Again, this is showing, I guess, the more human side of them, or getting to know them a little bit deeper, which is really cool that we finally get a little bit more character growth, both from Takumi and Ray. Right, so they went on a tangent on that. She thought again, just bringing it back to what people expected her to do, that she'd be reading more like gang type anime. And then finally, we pull out the different gifts that I was referring to earlier, and we're going to run through them because I wanted to know everything about it. So we have this one from Serafu. She brought the senbei. Senbei are a type of Japanese rice cracker. So we got that one. Which one would you eat? Would you eat the rice cracker or would you eat baumkuchen? It's a kind of spit cake. Is that for real? This came from Wikipedia. It's a spit cake. I was thinking for a second split cake, but from German cuisine, it is also a popular dessert in Japan. The characteristic rings that appear when sliced resemble tree rings. So we have that. We have a nice looking cake. It does look nice. And we got a mille-feuille, also known by the names Napoleon, vanilla slice, and custard slice. I would eat that. I'd definitely be down to eat that one. That looks fancy and nice. Never had it though. And then we have konpeito, also known as konpeito, is a type of Japanese sugar candy. So I would definitely want to try that. There's different colors and flavors. If it's just straight up sugar, just sugar like rock candy, maybe not, but not rock candy. Rock sugar. That's what I was going for. Rock sugar. If it's just like rock sugar, then no. But I guess this is like rock candy actually. Thinking about that now that I say that, so I would definitely go for the mille-feuille. Yeah, that would be nice. We would have that. Anyways, they put that away because it's not snack time, it's work time. So we went through the different ones. There was a lot of instruction on this episode. This is do it yourself, and they made sure that you got a little bit on how to make some decorative shell necklaces. So that's what they did first. We got a walkthrough from Ray teaching Serafu how to actually do this. This was pretty nuts. And I will say, like, just watching this, if you're going to watch this late at night, going over my head. It went over my head. So you use it like, I'm just going to flash through this. There is a lot of steps, right? You take some sand. Basically, they were making a beach. Look at all these different steps, right? So you have some sand looking thing, you have an ocean. Every step you have to UV heat it to make it stick. You put some white resin on there to make it more of an. And then I'm like, you know what? This reminds me. This reminds me of good old Bob Ross, right? I miss Bob Ross. I loved him watching him on PBS when I was a little kid, and I was so happy that he basically made a comeback. Not being alive, but he made a comeback. His work is still loved. People do love him for everything that he said. He was just a nice, positive attitude. And it's amazing the art that he did. I still can't imagine doing that. He makes it look so easy. He freaking just dabs. He dabs that little canvas with the brush, and now you have snow, you have a tree, you have a mountain. And then 20 minutes later, it's done. And I'm left confused. My mind looks awful, but it was amazing. So that's basically what happened here. She just made it look easy. She took a toothpick, did that. Now we got some waves. A wave pattern will form somehow. You drop some beads on it, and now we got a necklace. So it worked. I mean, I got Bob Ross on this episode. It was just amazing when I saw this. So then we have she out here learning how to make a coffee dripper. There was a bunch of steps. I spared you all the steps. If you watch the episode, you could see it. It's pretty amazing. This episode was at the heart do it yourself. They showed you all these different projects that you could possibly do at home, which I need to talk about that. Anyways, I'm gonna go on. We have Jobko doing her own thing. She was making a tablet stand, so she had these fancy diagrams all drawn up, and this is what I meant. If I was almost about to sleep and had to watch this part, I'd be long gone. It did go through my past me because the part when it got to Jobko, I don't know about you when you watched it, but she went fast, and I mean fast. I was like, if I tried to do this, I'd be like, hold up, I can't even write these instructions down to even do this. I'd have to pause, I'd have to write it all down, take screenshots. It reminded me of, I don't know about all of you, but trying to build anything, right? If you had to build like a desk where you have all these little parts, A, B, C, Ds, and you always end up with some spare parts or missing pieces, this is what it felt like. This felt like watching an IKEA thing in 3 times speed. So they even picked up the music. The music was moving fast. They made it so Javaco's part actually went real faster than I feel like the other ones. Anyways, I don't know. That's what I got from that. So they went through it quick. We got a tablet stand. All these girls are working. It reminded me of like Santa's workshop. They were just cranking these things out. It's just like one giant assembly line. Anyways, we finally get to the part where we can take a break, eat some food. So there was one extra addition. Nobody brought cookies. We find out Ray made some cookies for the girls. So that was pretty cute. You know, she's over there touching her hair. Again, going back to her girliness that people don't see. And then when they actually tried it, Takumi and Serafu tried it. They realized it wasn't good. Everybody assumed, I assumed it was going to be good. This girl's building stuff, but I guess she doesn't know how to bake because they're saying it was underbaked. It's not yummy. And it was funny how Takumi was saying in the most polite way possible. Sorry about that. Most polite way possible that you need to cook it for another 5 minutes. You know, you should probably do that. They might taste better. It didn't. It didn't hit Ray that that's what she was trying to say. Her parents also didn't tell her that they were not good, but she really enjoyed it. For some reason, she enjoyed those cookies, and she decided that she was offered to eat them all. She ate them all. Jobko never got any. I love that tongue sticking out, crumbs all over her face. It reminded me of Power from yesterday, Chainsaw Man yesterday, but not as cute. Power is, different in that moment. We have she over here, very cute, like so. You know, cute girls doing cute things. That's what this is all about. And then over the next couple days, the girls came back and completed more accessories, different things. Of course, we have Serafu that needs some medical attention from that as well. So it's finally complete. Handmade, do it yourself. This is WakuWaku WanWan. Here are all the different pieces. And the cool part was, because they never said it, they are doing it online as well. So they have that little section in WakuWaku WanWan, and then we have the internet as well. So do it yourself is on the internet. And then I just like that part in the end. It reminded me of Captain Planet with all of our strengths combined. We got do it yourself. Yay. So that was really cool. Again, fun episode. Cute girls doing cute things. What I wanted to say, and I forgot to put in here, do it yourself. They have a Twitter, and I forget because it was sometime last week. They are selling, I feel like it's the Blu-ray, something like that. But if you buy whatever product they're trying to sell, there was some kind of wood box container, like some special wood box, because it's coming from somebody. It's coming from a place where the company name was like a big deal. But my thing with it was it looked like it was already assembled, like this wooden box, this holder box, it was already assembled. So you'll have to look that up. And I asked, it was a Japanese Twitter, of course, because do it yourself is Japanese. I don't know if this is going to be big enough in English, but I asked, and I don't think I'm ever going to get a reply, but I was asking if that box comes pre-built. Because if you're following with me, this show is called Do It Yourself. We literally watched an episode where they were building everything. Like they were building a tablet stand, they were doing, shells. We got a coffee dripper, and I'm like, you're giving us a wooden storage box to hold something in it, right? And wouldn't that be the kind of perfect lead into doing it yourself? Building this wood stand. I don't know. I just thought it was one of those ones where you could have just did it. So kind of like idea blown. Maybe some people want it pre-built. I think if I were to buy that, I think it'd be cool to actually let me do it, give me the instructions, let me hit swing the hammer and put some nails in there. I mean, I might end up like this. Maybe that's a part of it that they don't want people to do it. I guess not a hammer, and maybe it's screws. But whatever the case whatever you're going to be doing to this thing, I thought it would be neat if they let us do that. So, anyways, that was a little disappointing on that end. But overall, I love these episodes. 6 and 7 definitely great. Number 8 was, what's number 8? You can't do it. No, I absolutely can. Do it yourself means you can't do it. I feel like we're going to see Purin in here based off of that actual episode name. But we'll see. I'm excited for it. Anyways, that was a lot of fun. Let me know what you thought of about episodes 6 and 7. What was nice about it, what you didn't like about it. Again, one of those anime I'm gonna continue watching, and I hope you enjoy it as well as much as I do. Anyways, have fun. See ya.